What if I told you that one of the most chilling villains in cinema history was originally even darker, more menacing, and more unsettling than what we saw on screen? That's right. There exists a deleted scene from The Silence of the Lambs that makes Hannibal Lecter, already hauntingly portrayed by Anthony Hopkins, infinitely more terrifying. And once you know what was cut, you'll never see Lecter the same way again. When The Silence of the Lambs hit theaters in 1991, it didn't just entertain audiences, it rattled them to their core. The psychological horror, the gripping cat-and-mouse tension between Clarice Starling and Hannibal Lecter, and Hopkins' unnerving performance cemented the film as one of the greatest thrillers ever made. But what if we told you that Lecter's portrayal could have been even more disturbing? Buried in the film's original cuts is a scene that reveals a new, chilling layer to the character, a layer the world wasn't ready to see. To understand why this deleted moment is so shocking, we need to revisit what made Lecter so terrifying in the first place. Unlike other horror icons, he wasn't a hulking monster or a masked killer. Hannibal was sophisticated, intelligent, and disturbingly calm. His charm and wit made him magnetic, but it was his ability to get inside people's heads that truly terrified. Every word he spoke to Clarice was dripping with menace, every glance calculated to unnerve. The film walked a razor's edge, giving us just enough of Lecter to terrify us, without overwhelming the story. But in this deleted scene, that delicate balance tips further into darkness. The moment, which was cut for pacing and intensity, shows Lecter pushing Clarice even deeper into psychological torment. Instead of simply analyzing her past, he hints at a predatory fascination, suggesting not just intellectual dominance, but a darker, more invasive obsession. His words become more suggestive, his tone colder, and the implication far more dangerous. Viewers who've seen the footage describe it as the moment when Lecter transforms from a brilliant manipulator into something truly monstrous, someone who doesn't just toy with minds but threatens to consume them entirely. Why was this scene cut? Some believe it made Lecter too horrifying, too uncomfortable for audiences to process. Hopkins' performance in the final film was already enough to keep viewers awake at night, and perhaps filmmakers feared pushing the character further would alienate audiences. Others argue it disrupted the pacing of the story, slowing the tense rhythm between Clarice and Lecter. Whatever the reason, the scene remained buried, whispered about by die-hard fans who knew the film held deeper, darker secrets. The fascinating thing about this revelation is what it tells us about the genius of The Silence of the Lambs. Even without the deleted moment, the film stands as a masterpiece of psychological horror. It proves that what we don't see, or what we only catch glimpses of, is often far scarier than what's shown outright. Yet the knowledge of this missing piece makes Hannibal Lecter loom even larger in our minds. It shows that the character we already found so terrifying was capable of going to even more chilling depths. At the end of the day, Hannibal Lecter remains one of cinema's most haunting creations. But the existence of this deleted scene reminds us of something vital. Horror doesn't always live on the screen. It often lingers in what's left out, in what we imagine could have been. And in Lecter's case, that missing moment makes him not just terrifying, but unforgettable. So the next time you watch The Silence of the Lambs, remember, what you saw was already horrifying. But what was left unseen? That's the part that will truly keep you up at night.